Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 9th, 2022, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, this turn, it's Bitcoin that explodes on the upside. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Always something happening in the markets, and that's why it's so exciting to be trading the markets right now. Now, no major economic events scheduled for today, but we've got enough drama going on in the market, starting out with the Forex symbols. We're watching the euro actually consolidate. This is the first time it actually bounced off those lows of 108. It's trading right now at 109. Looking at the indices, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, both bounce off a support roller coaster of a spike ride yesterday. Those are short selling squeezes that happen in the markets. Market rallied over 800 points. Now looking at commodities, gold continues to climb while oil remains steady. In terms of the stock, Facebook continues to slide. And lastly, speaking of Bitcoin, spiking. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart. You can see this consolidation, this 108.30-ish level. We're trading right now at 109.52, okay, which is not bad, right? Would I say that not bad? Because look at how much we've lost from 122.72 down here, meaning somebody knew what was going on back in June and August, okay, that this escalation would happen around this time, because somebody always knows something about something, okay? So yes, is there insider trading? Yeah, you see it right here, because what happens is that people who are on the top, like political strategists and stuff like that, you know, they knew that this was going to happen, all right? So, you know, with that said, they're positioning themselves, you know, since back of August of June when this current war in Ukraine, this is what happens. And, you know, as a trader, since you're able to see what's happening technically, we could have also seen that there's massive selling, massive weakness in the euro, even going back to September and August of this past year. Okay, so we are consolidating. Look at where we're at. Okay, we're at exactly 22 level. Okay, this is exactly where we were at the beginning of the pandemic, and we're right back there. All right, so nothing has really happened since 2 years ago. We're really back to where we were back then. Okay, so this is really an important level. 106, 107, this area is going to be very, very important. So I believe we're going to bounce. We're going to be tight here in the range until either escalation increases or de-escalates, okay, depending on what's going to happen with Russia and the Ukraine. Now looking at the Gbp USD, also retracing here down to 131, a very decent retracement. We're looking at weekly. That's a massive decline for the GBP. You could see that just falling out of bed over the last couple of days. Looking at the Aussie USD, also did retrace, but also consolidating. Okay, so they're going to try and consolidate it themselves and then possibly be in a very tight range. Now jumping into commodities, gold, and gold. This is just textbook trading. Last week I gave a Facebook Live event where I discussed, is gold back? And sure enough, you could see it. It's back. It never went away. And in these type of instances, when countries are, you know, clashing against each other, when there's new world order, okay, between who's going to take the lead, China or the United States, this is exactly what's happening and unfolding in front of us. Okay, so keep this in mind. This, if it does break 2066, we could see it go to, I'm going to say it, 2,500, all right, or 3,000 even. Now looking at crude oil, steady at 125, didn't break up, didn't break lower. We're in a tight range. We're respecting RT, even though Biden said yesterday that he's not going to buy any more oil from Russia. Now this oil thing is going to wreak havoc on this market, and if we continue going higher, we can see this go up to 180, which has happened before. Okay, in the it went up to 140, 150 back in 2008, 2009. Okay, so just be aware of that this has happened once before. Now looking at the US markets yesterday, you got to look at a 30-minute chart. Look at that. In the middle of the day, early in the morning, we were right here. Okay, this is a support level. 437 is a major support level because it's a Fibonacci retracement support level. We bounced off of it. Look at this huge spikes that we had yesterday. Boom, 1, and then 2 to 33,281. That's almost 1,000-point rally within the day. Okay, that was huge. Now we're consolidating back to 32.72. So 700-ish level. So looking at it on a weekly chart, there we go. That's the weekly. Let's do a Fibonacci retracement for you to see what I'm talking about. All right, this is the top. Let's take it back to right here. That's where I'm talking about, right there. That's my Fibonacci retracement. The reason I use this as the lower end is because ultimately this 32,400, okay, is this 29,738 is a recent low, okay, which is relevant to our recent high, okay. That was our previous resistance-ish level before. So this was where I had set this up, and boom, it worked like a charm. All right, now looking at the individual stocks, first looking at Facebook, look at it, 190, and it's breaking that support level. Okay, that's another Fibonacci retracement level. Look at that. If we break this and we continue breaking it, we could be back in the 141-ish area as well. Looking at Microsoft, we sold off, but consolidating here. Okay, looking at Cisco, broke down. Okay, finally caught up to the rest of the market, but it's at the bottom of the range. So just be aware of it. Now looking at Apple, also at the bottom of the range. I'm not so sure that we're going to break down within this month further down. I think we're going to, from this date of the 9th until the end, probably towards the 20th, we'll actually be consolidating and jumping off of a couple of levels here, because the market has already absorbed some of the news, and we're going to see how companies are going to be doing in the next quarter, next month. Now looking at Amazon, also selling off here at the bottom of its lows. So you see that it's aggressively selling off. Looking at Tesla, sold off, but not so bad, which is a good indication for the car manufacturer. Lastly, looking at JP Morgan, 128. Yes, did it sell off further? Yes, it did, but it did consolidate. Okay, it's at its lows, but it did consolidate. So I'm not saying that this is going to, completely make new lows today, but there's going to be a short squeeze at a certain point, so just anticipate it. Lastly, look at this. OMG. Bitcoin going from 38,000 back to 41,000, 1 day of trading. Boom! Look at that. Okay, now it did consolidate here, all right, and it was in a tight range. It was in a really tight range between 39 and 38,000, and then just once it starts capitulating, and you see this increase in volume, that's where it's at right there. If you were in front of the markets to see it, that was, and you knew it was going to come back. Why? Because everybody's using Bitcoin right now to transfer money in the Ukraine. So this is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.